So during non-snowy months, I basically daily motorcycle, and yes, it's dangerous, so I wanted to go over all the different gear I have, and why it's actually really marvelous technology, and why it's so bloody expensive. Your most important piece of gear is a helmet. This is the one I currently use. It's full face, meaning that it covers my entire face and it doesn't have a hinge down here. This was my first helmet, and it does have a hinge right over here, you can see the line, and it can flip open for riding slowly in the city. On most helmets, there are several sets of vents that you can open to modulate the airflow coming in or out. This is useful to help with foggy or hot conditions, especially because at standstill, you actually get CO2 buildup in the helmet, and that can be dangerous for focus. The visor does come up, and usually I lift the visor, it stops. And if it's too sunny, there's a pair of basically sunglasses that fall down. It's very useful. The use of helmets, especially good ones, has been shown to reduce death and traumatic brain injury by something like 70 or 80%, so I always wear a helmet when I ride. Next up, a good pair of gloves. So, they have skid pads here, because when you fall, you can land like that, and obviously you want to have something thick. There's also carbon fiber in these knuckles. Again, protecting the most important parts of your body. Leather is actually the most skid-resistant material, which is why lots of motorcycle gear is made out of leather. Next pair of gear is a good pair of boots. Go over the ankle so they don't fall off when you get into a crash. Also, have protection on the ankles because, again, those are parts of your body that will start scraping against the ground and getting broken. The padding in here is actually the same padding that you find in CE2 armor, and this stuff is fascinating. This armor is basically an oobleck fluid, or a non-Newtonian fluid. At low pressure, low speed, it will easily deform. But if I hit it really hard, it doesn't deform, it stiffens up. And so when you get into a crash, it'll stiffen up around your body and protect you really well. The points on the gear where this armor is located are the knees, the hips, the elbows, the shoulders, and there's a big pad running along the back. These pants are also cool. Along with being really reinforced, there's something called aramid in here. It's basically Kevlar, and it runs along the entire interior of the pant while actually still being light and flexible and breathable. This means if I fall and I get into a skid, it's going to give me several extra seconds of resistance against the ground so I can actually come to a stop without losing skin. This jacket doesn't have aramid, but has a very nice, thickly woven, low friction material, so if I skid, I get, again, some levels of protection. The insides have a nice ventilation mesh, so that in the summer I can stay cool. Now, this is a summer jacket. This here is my fall jacket and my early spring jacket. It also has reflective strips on it, and it's high vis. This is what I wear when it's rainy or cold, just, slightly more dangerous. It makes me look like a giant neon marshmallow. But frankly, the best protection you can have in a motorcycle is taking your safety courses and not riding like an idiot. That will save you more than anything else.